What if your HVAC company could capture every $1,200 emergency call that comes in during the heat waves or the freezing cold, even when you're fully booked? Hey, if we haven't met yet, I am Mo from Sonar AI, and we build voice AI agents for small to medium-sized businesses. And today I'm showing you exactly how HVAC could benefit from the technology of voice AI, which can handle emergency calls, discern whether this is an emergency or it's just maintenance, answers FAQs, books appointments, schedules maintenance renewals, and follows up on service quotes, all while you or your techs actually focus on delivering the work. With the 110,000 technician shortage, making every call indispensable, ranging from $400 to $1,200, which, if not answered, could easily go to competitors. Now, if you want to see how voice AI could actually fit into your HVAC or business in general, then I do invite you for a free consultation. I leave links. It's the first one in the description below. With that said, let's jump right into it. Before we talk about the use case, it's important to draw a clear picture of what's going on when it comes to HVAC being flooded with calls. So we would have to imagine that HVAC would, by average, miss 27% of all the inbound calls that come in, and that's generally going to 41% in the weekends. And there is an average that one could say that when it comes to emergency calls, which are the more valuable calls, can range from $400 to $1,200 in lost revenue. And there's even interesting statistics that the vast majority, so 85% of customers that pretty much try to call, they will never call back after reaching voicemail, and that means that they're likely to call the competitor right away. And let's say compounded, the annual revenue loss that an HVAC company would go through because of the missed calls would amount up to $36K per year, which is a substantial number for any business, of course. And specifically when it comes to emergencies, those are very high value calls that, let's say, can be 2 to 3 times more valuable than your average, let's say, maintenance request. And here let's say first respondents is, let's say, who wins, because let's put the customer's shoes in. We have an issue with the AC, and we're just going to call a list of companies to fix, especially if it's an emergency. And the first one that picks up and kind of like gets to fix our emergency is going to get, let's say, the job. So it's important that, let's say, when contacted, to be there and let's say have speed to lead to get back to the potential emergencies. And that's where I would say the most important use case for HVACs is the emergency response system. So that means getting to every call and discerning whether this is an emergency or it is a maintenance request. So this is where it's really cool to kind of like capture the call. So as soon as someone calls, we respond, and we try to assess based on, let's say, smart questions that we ask. Hey, perhaps is this an emergency? Or are you just looking for some sort of maintenance? And given, let's say, that we understand that it's an emergency, then we would right away fire off a request on Service Titan, for example, to pretty much flag that this is an emergency so that the team can act quickly accordingly. And during this call, we're able to capture the name, the address, and their phone number. Email is a bit more complex, but we capture all their data, we put it into the CRM, in this case, Service Titan, and then we let the team handle everything accordingly later. When it comes to use case 2, it would be, let's say, the peak season overflow management. So being able to just manage all the requests that come in. So of course we discussed about the emergency situation, but of course, I mean, there is more like just maintenance requests. So it's a good way to use AI here to be able to prioritize, for example, all the requests, and provide also the person that is calling an appropriate, let's say, time. So be able to connect. So what we can do is connect the AI to a calendar and provide specific slots based on the urgency of the request. So for example, if it's a maintenance, we can perhaps slide it a little bit like later in the week for when we want to kind of like handle like average maintenance request compared to an emergency, which we want to reserve the most immediate slots right, let's say now. Okay, so let's go to the third use case. Yeah, so that is maintenance plan renewals. So that means that when a maintenance plan is kind of like coming to an end, what we can do is proactively reach out to our clients and customers, and provide them with potential maintenance scheduling. So we can tell them, hey, like, would you be like, do you have anything that you would like us to help you with? And we could potentially even upsell them onto new, let's say, services or additional services that they might be interested in. All right, and let's say that the service is confirmed and we have a booking. What we can do is actually remind them, hey, we have a appointment, let's say, for tomorrow. And what we can do is actually make sure that they are going to come. So we have a few ways. So for example, we can give them a call, ring them and tell them, hey, we have an appointment tomorrow. Are you actually kind of like showing up? So making sure they show up. And if not, we can offer you, let's say, some other times. So we ensure that they show up to the job, and let's say no time is wasted there. And this system actually would guarantee a 90%, no-show reduction, simply because we reach out to them, we remind them via call or SMS or both. And they're able to confirm. And if not, they can also reschedule for a better date. And let's say everything is done, we happily fix or install that AC. Now what we can do is pretty much get survey feedback at the end. So this is, let's say, a very manual labor that, let's say, a human would have to do, and pretty much take the phone and call and ask. And especially if it's like a very negative experience, it's not going to be very pleasant for a human to take that call. So it's good that AI can actually alleviate that unpleasant experience from any user. So it can get, let's say, honest feedback, because it doesn't have feelings. So anyone can shout at AI and it's not going to get upset. Yeah, that's a good use case. So once the entire service is done, you want to get an idea of what we can improve and let's say what data we can collect from our users, and perhaps also invite them to do leave a nice review, like calling them and then automatically sending them an SMS to like leave a review on Google or Yelp. Yeah, so that was it pretty much. I hope those were some cool, let's say, pointers for you to consider if you're interested in applying voice AI for yourself. And yeah, if you are, I'm happy to have a chat with you. I do offer 5 free consultations per video for any business that wants to see how this could look into their own. Yeah, so if you're interested, I do leave a link in the first link in the description. You can go there and book a call with me. With that said, I thank you so much, and I see you in the next video. See you.